Well, what a great topic for us to talk about here today, mentally insane realtors. And I bet you know plenty of them in your area. Today, we're going to find out if possibly you might have a little touch of that as well. Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single week to help you in growing your real estate business. Today's topic is just that, mentally insane realtors. Now, let me first of all give you the actual description of what the word insane means. You know the definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So if you're still doing what you did in 2021, 2022, 2023, and you're waiting on the market, you're waiting on interest rates, you're waiting on the buyers and sellers to finally have more confidence, you're waiting on all these other things so that what you used to do will create better results, you are medically diagnosed as insane. By the very definition, it's not going to happen. You need to change your approach. So, with me coaching realtors for over 27 years now, a lot of times I've got to show them how to reprogram what they're doing and really reinvent themselves to keep up with today's market. What worked back during the COVID days when homes were selling for 100,000 over asking price and dozens of offers and that type of thing, that's not going to work today. The agents that made 90% of their business from their sphere of influence, and when they track all of their leads, all of the closings they had, they see that most of them were coming from word of mouth, people that knew who they were, past clients, people that they went to high school with, that type of thing. Their entire sphere of influence, family members, friends, and word of mouth. That ain't working today. And if you think you're going to wait it out so that it starts to work again, it's the medical definition of insanity. So the reason I say that is to kind of impress upon you how important it is to change your approach, to get more people to know you, like you, and trust you, to build that sphere of influence. Because, by the way, anybody that's famous, the only reason they're famous is more people know who they are. More people know who they are, what they do, and what they represent. If you want to build that in your area, it's not going to come from the same 113 people that you've known for 10 years. You got to figure out how to get 113 to 200, and then how to get it to 300, and then how to get it to 400. Your job is to get your message out there to the public. I tell agents all the time, your problem is not competition. Oh, I'm in an area that has 12,000 agents. Listen, do you think that they're interviewing you and those agents and the other agent keeps winning? They aren't interviewing you. And by the way, if 1,000 of them got out of the business, they're still not going to be interviewing you because you don't have any marketing going out there. What you're fighting is obscurity. Your number one competitor is obscurity. Nobody knows who you are and what you offer. This is not about branding yourself. This is not just about people recognizing your name. That doesn't do you any good because they don't care about that. All they care about is what's in it for me. How can I get a benefit of working with you as opposed to all other options? So everything that you do each day needs to be centered around: how do I grow my list? How do I get more people to know me, like me, and trust me? Build that sphere of influence and do something different, better, stronger that fits in today's marketplace so that you are not medically insane thinking that you're going to do the same thing and get different results. You're not. As a matter of fact, you're getting lesser results. Because the market has went down. You're going to get, if the market stays here, you're always going to get this. And when we have a stable market, you'll say, man, I can't seem to break this mark. I did this much last year. I did this much the year before. I did this much the year before that. I can't do any better. Well, when the market goes down, your business will go down. And when the market goes up, your business will go up because that is your standard. That's what you do. That's your approach, and you shouldn't expect any different results than that. But if you can change your approach, you can expect different results, better results, double, triple, quadruple results by changing that approach. We've got, for an awful lot of agents, they might be doing one closing a month or two closings a month or something like that. They get involved with us, they start seeing what real production looks like. We've got coming up our big event, Your Next 50 Closings. And I'm actually doing that for all my coaching members totally free. I'm not even charging them anything. We're doing that as an online full day event. And it's all designed to change the approach you're using so you don't have to do the same thing and expect a different result. Literally medically insane. We've got February 24th. We're spending a full day together online to say, here's what you should be doing for this niche. Here's what you should be doing for this one. When you wake up in the morning, here's what your day looks like. Here's how you're productive, and you can do it in just an hour or two. So it doesn't take more time, it's concerted effort into something that actually creates results for you. Because otherwise, you're spending hours and hours a day looking for jobs, looking for opportunities, researching different things that you can do. Should I use AI? Do I need this software program? They say that I need some kind of CRM. Maybe I need glow in the dark signs. I heard this is the new way of selling real estate. Should I do cold calling? Should I use a robocall? All this crap, you're looking for work. You're looking to find something to do. Not needed. When you have a real operating system in place, when you have a foundational model that you know, I'm going to get myself 2 or 3 closings every month just from this, and then I can play around with those new, exciting other things that I might want to do. I can show you guys, for those of you that are Inner Circle members, I'll show you kind of behind the scenes here on the members website. You can see here, this is your foundational model. And of course, we have all of the modules in here to go through for building your business. But one thing that I want to point out here is if you look over on the left side, operating systems by niche. This is big because if you want an entire operating, if you say, you know what, I want to work baby boomers, okay, I'll click on baby boomers. Here's an entire training video on it. Here's a postcard template, a sales letter template, an email sequence that will convert these leads. You have an entire operating system you can plug in today and start making money. So this is not about learning, this is about doing, actually using the systems. Well, I want to work expireds in my area. Okay, click the button. Here's the whole training video on how to do it, the marketing letter, the email and text sequence you can use, and a complete framework that makes sense for expireds. If you want to work foreclosures, this is brand new. We just did this. We did a full training on this the last couple of days of January of 2026 on how to work these foreclosures because they're starting to come back, pre-foreclosures that is. So we've got postcards and sales letters and emails and templates, everything that you need. FSBOs come up every single day in your area. You've got long-term nurture campaigns because for many of us, we get lots of leads and say, man, we do a bad job staying in touch with them and we don't get them converted. So I want you utilizing these tools within your business. But the key factor is to decide I'm not going to do what I did because I can clearly see I have empirical evidence that shows me that doesn't work anymore. Not in this market. I have to change my approach. Those of you that are Inner Circle members, February 24th, you all get to attend your next 50 closings totally free of charge. You're getting it as a benefit as a member. You can watch online. And by the way, if you don't watch it live, it'll be loaded onto the member site and it's going to be on the member site all of 2026. So it's such a great way for you to build your business saying, you know what, let me revamp this thing. I know what I know. I've been doing this 20 years, 30 years, however long you've been doing it. Even if you're brand new in the business, show me a system that I can use to consistently get X number of closings a month. If it's 2 closings a month, 3, 4, whatever that number is for you, you simply bolt on the additional systems. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You don't need to buy a lot of things. This is not about, oh, I need money to make money. No, you do not. You need a system in place that you can go to motivated prospects and you can get them to say yes to you. But it's crucial that you understand to not do this, to think that you can do the same thing you've always done and just wait on the market to come back to you, this is your fault. Haven't you waited long enough? Is a year long enough? Is 2 years, 3 years long enough? Maybe it's time to reinvent yourself. If you're still driving around with an 8-track player in your car and you're wondering when this thing's going to come back, if you're still walking around with your fax machine, wondering when people want to start using fax machine, it's time for you to reinvent what you're doing as a real estate agent. And if you keep trying to do the same thing or looking for the next shiny object, you know, I can't tell you how important RI is compared to AI. You got to have some real intelligence. You don't need any artificial intelligence. You need real intelligence to know what systems you should be using that you can deploy right now to just make money. This isn't about learning more. It's not about getting smarter. It's not about trying to find a whole new approach that you can utilize. It's what can I deploy today to make me some money to relieve some of that pressure so I can start to build a real business with multiple systems, multiple operational guidelines that you can put in place. Those operating systems we have on the member site, all Inner Circle coaching members have that. You can probably get some details down in the video description below if you'd want to check that type of thing out. But it's just crucial that you make those changes. And, we kind of started this today talking about, mentally insane realtors. Look, define insanity and then look at what you're doing every day. You have to make that change so that you can expect different results, expect better results from what you're doing each day. So we spend a lot of time talking about that with Inner Circle. I know that's one of the benefits of you guys being involved here, and you get the real hardcore truth. I don't sugarcoat anything, and I want you to really be focused on building your business the right way on today's market. What we have to do today. 2 years ago, we wouldn't have thought of doing a pre-foreclosure. No shot of us doing that. Well, now we're seeing so many of them creeping into the market. They're not bank owned. They're selling long before the bank takes them because these people are behind on payments and they still have equity, 50, 60, 70,000 in equity. So they're just listing it and selling it. Why aren't you getting a list of people that are 3 months behind on their payments? They still got 80,000 in equity. You're not doing a short sale. They're getting a check at closing. Whole operating system's in the member's website. What are you doing? Waiting on the market to come back so that your sphere of influence will give you a few deals a year? You weren't getting rich when you were doing that. And when the market was hotter than it's ever been since George Washington was president, COVID time was the hottest it's ever been in history. You missed that. It's never coming back to that. Interest rates are never coming. It happened one time in 400 years, and it was when it was illegal to go outside. There was a worldwide pandemic, and the government was mailing money to people. It's never happening again. So we have to make that change. You can't wish for other days. You can't start to think, oh, I'm old. I can't figure this out. I don't understand technology. All the crap you want to tell yourself. What if we just deploy something today to get you some closings? That would make a lot more sense. And you'll no longer have that mental anguish that you deal with every single day, wondering what you're going to do with your business. Something different. That's what you're going to do. Something different. You're going to change something. That's a really good start. So hopefully this is of service to you. I can get into your mindset to get into your action plan. Find some of the video descriptions below. Make sure you're following this page as well. We got a lot of great information for you here. You see posts every single day. You see we do a morning meeting every single week. I want you involved and I want you getting closing deals. And if you are a coaching member with Greg Luther Inner Circle, I think you get details at lutherinnercircle.com. Not only do you get all of those operating systems, but this coming February 24th, we're doing the live event online, Your Next 50 Closings. Don't deal with insanity. Let's change something